Namaste friends, welcome to the YogaCandi YouTube channel. My name's Candice and welcome to your 14-day yoga flexibility challenge. Today is hamstring stretch. Don't forget you can start the class with a quick 10-minute sun salutation warm-up, so feel free to do that. If not, we're going to hop straight into it. All we need is a couple of yoga blocks, a yoga strap or something to improvise. Take the hands underneath the shoulder blades, the knees underneath the hips, tuck the toes and send your tailbone up towards the sky. Now in our downward facing dog, make sure that you're trying to get your armpits to look at each other, so you're really pushing your shoulder blades apart. You're sucking in the lower belly, you're pulling the tailbone up to the sky, and don't worry if your heels don't touch the ground like mine do, that will come with time and with practice. In our down dog, let's take it for a walk, just bending and straightening through the legs, warming up the hamstrings just a little bit. So take some time here, and throughout the class, keep your inhales and your exhales nice and long all the way through the nostrils. And try to keep your focus on your breath and on the sensations of the body. Take your gaze between your thighs, and when you're ready, become nice and still, sucking in the belly, lifting up out of the pelvis. Close the eyes and let's take 3 really deep breaths. On your next inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, only as high as you can get it, and start to do a couple of little bounces here. Keep your hips squared with the mat, so both your hip bones are pointing down towards the mat. Keep bouncing that leg just for a couple of seconds. And release. Let's do the same with the other side, inhaling the right leg to the sky, and doing a few little bounces, and you'll feel a bit of a stretch at the back of this left hamstring this time. Couple more bounces to go. And release. Now take a very slow walk to the top of your mat. As slowly as you can, placing the heel in front of the toe. And once you get there, bend your knees as much as you need to. You can even use your blocks. And come to your block. Bend your knees. And we're just going to allow everything to hang heavy. Hold on to each elbow, allow the neck to be heavy and to just rest. When you're ready, you can start to straighten one leg and then the other, bending the other. So like you did in your down dog, taking a little walk here. Bending and straightening, feeling out the hamstrings. How are they today? When you're ready, try and straighten your legs as much as possible, sending your tailbone to the sky, sucking in the lower belly. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Now inhale, take your hands to your shins or to your thighs and halfway lift to look up. Exhale, fold, plant your hands on the ground, and we're going to step this left leg really far behind us. Take a big step. Now we're in our pyramid pose. Keep the front leg bent for a moment, grab your blocks, place your blocks either side of this right leg. You can keep that leg bent as long as you're still feeling a stretch in the hamstring. And you should be feeling a stretch in the back leg as well, maybe in the calf more than anywhere. If you can, see if you can straighten the front leg. Now in this position, you're keeping your hips squared with the front of the mat, they're facing forward. If this is not enough of a stretch, or if it's too much, bend the leg. If it's not enough, take the blocks out the way and you can take your hands down to the ground, Perhaps even fold over the front leg and allow your forehead to come down to your shin. So whichever position you're in, close your eyes and let's take our 3 really deep breaths in and out of the nostrils. Now inhale, bend through the front knee. So now we're in a lunge. Just take a little bounce. And then slowly, slowly take that back knee down to the ground. So now we're in a low lunge. Let's send our hips back behind us for our half Hanumanasana pose. So this is half split pose. Another lovely hamstring opener. So you can be up on your blocks. Send your toes up towards the sky. Keep your spine nice and long. If you need to bend the knee, remember that's always an option. Otherwise, see if you can straighten that leg as much as possible, feeling out that hamstring. Your props are there if you need them. Otherwise, you can always bring your fingertips or your palms down to the ground and maybe fold a little deeper over the front leg. Wherever you are, close your eyes once again, listen to your breath and listen to these feelings in the body. Taking 3 deep breaths. Now bend the front leg, lift the back knee off the ground, plant the hands on the ground. Step back into plank, take a really nice strong plank, lifting up through the shoulder blades, sucking in the lower abdomen. And step this left leg forward. So now you're back into a high lunge, but on the opposite side. Hold this just for a second, take a little bounce, and then slowly, slowly drop the back knee down to the ground. In for our low lunge, just for a moment. And send the hips back for half Hanumanasana, half split pose on the opposite side. Grab your blocks if you need them. Send those left toes up towards the sky. And straighten that leg as much as possible. If there's any pain, remember to ease out of it and take a little bit of a beginner version. If you want to, remove your props. Take your hands down to the ground. Look straight down. Keep your hips squared with the front of the mat. Close your eyes and let's take our 3 deep breaths. On your next inhale, roll forward onto that front foot, lift up off the back knee, plant your hands firmly into the ground, step back to plank, take a nice strong plank here. Now exhale all the way to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, little back bend, hands off the ground. And plant the hands, push yourself up and back to downward facing dog. Give the dog a little walk just for a moment. And then let's take another walk to the front of the mat. Exhale, fold forward over those legs. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or to the thighs. Exhale down. Now plant the hands or the fingertips, lift up through the right leg and step that right leg all the way back. We're coming back for our pyramid pose, this time on the left side. Remember, you can always use your props. You can come up onto your props and you can bend this front knee as much as needed. Keep those hips squared with the front of the mat. Or you have the option to remove your props and to just allow yourself to hang heavy above that top leg. And let's close our eyes here. Take 3 deep breaths. Bend through the front knee. Plant the hands back down. Step back into your plank. Take a nice strong plank, lifting up through the shoulder blades. Exhale all the way down to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra or full cobra. Exhale, send your hips all the way back towards your heels. Take your legs out long in front of you. We're going to come back down onto our spines. Before we do, grab your prop, something like a rolled up towel or a scarf or a yoga strap if you have one. And we're going to roll all the way down. Once you're down on your back, extend the legs out in front of you. We're going to lift the right leg up into the sky, and this is where your prop comes in handy. You can use your prop to pull that leg towards your body. Now keep your spine flat against the ground as well as your shoulders. You can do some little pulses, you can point and flex the toes, whatever feels good here. Play around with it. And don't worry if you can't completely straighten this leg. Keep that left leg engaged as well, perhaps even point the toes, just so that you're keeping it all nice and strong. If you don't need your strap to pull the leg towards you, then you can always use your hands to grab the back of the leg and to pull it towards you. Once you've found a really lovely spot and a really good place where you feel a stretch, then close your eyes, become still, and let's take 3 deep breaths in and out of the nose. On every exhale, you can always pull that leg a little closer to you. On your next inhale, release the leg and very, very slowly take that leg all the way down to the ground to meet the left. Now inhale the left up to the sky. Keep the leg as straight as you can and use your prop if needed. Just play around with pulling that leg towards the body. You don't have to use your prop if you don't feel you need it. This side may be a little tighter than the other. That's completely normal. When you find that sweet spot, close your eyes, suck in your belly, and let's take our 3 deep breaths. On your next inhale, slowly release that leg all the way down to the ground. Bring your heels up towards your bum so that you can feel them with your fingertips. We're going to take one little back bend just to counteract all the forward folding we've been doing. So inhale, lifting the hips all the way to the sky in our bridge pose. You can interlace the fingers behind the spine. Keep the knees hip distance apart. Take a couple of deep breaths. And when you're ready, release vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to the ground. Hug your knees towards your chest. I thank you for joining me on the mat today. If you would like to end this class with a guided shavasana or meditation, just click the link that I'll be putting up for you. Until tomorrow, everybody, Namaste.